Hello everyone, my name is Loko and welcome to another Overwatch video. Now remember a little while ago when I asked you guys what skin I should go ahead and get for Symmetra? I have finally made up my mind. I'm gonna go ahead and buy the Vishkar skin right here for 1,000 credits, as it is going to be my very first one for Symmetra. Alrighty, so our first game of today is going to be on the defending team on Hollywood. So I've started off by shielding the entire allied team. Very helpful, obviously. It's gonna grant them 25 extra shields. That doesn't sound like a whole lot, but sometimes, you know, in many scenarios actually, it does mean the difference between life and death. And other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and set up all of my turrets in all these little nooks and crannies. Now, generally speaking, okay, this hero isn't very popular in the competitive scene. Obviously, it is relatively easy to counter all the little sentry turrets, but because this is just going to be a good old quick match, generally speaking, at least in my experiences so far, people seldomly hero switch just to try and counter someone who is relatively stationary. I mean, in many scenarios, you can just say, for example, go for a Vara, and Vara will be able to shoot the rockets at all of the little turrets and just sort of take them out relatively easily. On top of being like an excellent damage dealer herself as well, right? But anyway, I don't want to be too far forward. There's no particular reason for that. I want to make sure though that I got my 6 sentry turrets up at all times. So right now, as you can see, 6 of them have been deployed, and for the moment, I'm just simply gonna hang back. Now, apparently there's a bit of a fight going on in that little room. I think that's McCree. That's fine by me. Let's go ahead and shoot on some of my pulses over there. And it's going to be my main goal here. While we never really obtain like the sickest plays of the game, and we don't really do the crazy amounts of healing, or we don't really do the best supports in the game. I mean, we always sort of carry our weights on Symmetra, and maybe that's just me, but I always find that to be super helpful by just simply being a pain in the ass to the enemy team. You just slow down the enemy team significantly just by using all the tools that you have at your disposal. I mean, we can defend an entire alleyway, right? So for example, right now, as you can see, like they're being slowed down right here significantly. Basically, you just sort of, you know, replace them instantly as soon as they go down. I'm gonna put up my teleporter here on the high ground, and all in all, it just really causes the enemy team to be, you know, not moving forward and not advancing nearly as quickly as they would otherwise. Now, ideally, obviously, we don't fall at all. I would like not dying here. There we go. And sadly, I do end up dying there to their Zenyatta. But so far, I would say this is definitely an advantage for us. Don't know if they're gonna be able to grab the objective, though. That wouldn't be too amazing. Alrighty, so I used my own teleporter to try and get back in the objective. Looks like we did successfully do so. There is currently a crazy push going on, though, by the enemy team. They're gonna start dealing as much damage as they possibly can. Obviously, we gotta shoot them away for a little while longer. Just trying to put down my turrets wherever I can. I do have a significant amount of my health in shields, just by default. So that does mean that, there we go. That does mean that if I don't take damage for a couple of seconds, I'm gonna regenerate it very quickly. And so far, things are looking awesome. Once again, right, I think we got 6 charges of our ultimate there, which basically means that, you know, the allies were gonna be allowed to move towards the objective a little bit faster. And therefore, you know, I think we held on to the objective. So it's really hard to judge how valuable a Symmetra is. But the teleporter alone is super helpful. Who needed shielding? There we go. It's so hard to judge exactly how much Symmetra is really contributing to the victory, but it feels like it's always pretty significant in a way. Now, once again, they are pushing onwards. I need to give her some shielding. Or Genji is a him, I suppose. Need to give him a little bit of shielding here as well. But we're basically just trying to slow down the enemies. And I found out in particular on like defensive maps, like the one that we are on right now, things like the teleporter, in particular once the very first objective is still up, the teleporter just absolutely kills everything. Oh man, I gotta be careful. Don't really want to be taking that fight. Oh man. Don't know if they're planning on moving through here. Looks like he did, but he did eat a bullet of mine. Or like one of the orbs at the very least. Apparently they have started progressing onwards. Once again, did get a kill. These orbs that I'm shooting really do hit like an absolute truck. And while he does get a nice stun on me there, it's not gonna stop me from killing him as well. So there we go. Gotta move my teleporter over just a little bit. Obviously, they may have scouted out the position I put it in initially. And once they hear that there is a teleporter available, I'd rather have them not find it right from the get-go. So it's gonna be in a bit of a, you know, a bit of a different position this time around, but I think it'll be alright. I think it will be alright. And so far, we're doing pretty dang good. I mean, we're never really going to be able to pick up most of the kills. At least that's what I've noticed, right? Like, you never really kill, you know, more people than, say, a Genji will. You're never really going to be healing more than a, say, like a Lucio will, right? You're never really going to be tanking more damage than a Roadhog will either. It's just that you really do provide a lot of value to the team just because they're you know, allowed to return to the combat faster. They're gonna stay alive a little bit longer. You're slowing down a lot of the enemies, and all in all, it just really gives you a solid team composition. Now, sadly, one of my allies just ended up using the teleporter right in front of my eyes. So that does mean that I'm gonna be forced to walk back myself. And while they are currently on the objective, we have held onto it for a very long time already. And it looks like we did successfully pick up the victory. So it's hard to judge, like, how much did I actually just help, right? Like, how much value did I just add to this team composition? I think it's always a little bit more than a lot of people seem to, you know, think. At least, like, I always seem to win most of my games with Symmetra. And obviously, it's not saying that I'm playing perfect with Symmetra. No, I actually have a lot to learn still. But I do get some really good games with Symmetra. And he's actually still my highest win rate hero at, like, close to 80%. Even though I'm never really showing up in the play of the game. And even though I'm never really like killing most people or healing most people, it really adds a lot of value, I'm sure. Okay, so game number 2 is going to be on Route 66, and we're once again on a defending team, which means that we're gonna start off by giving everyone some shields. On this map, it's a little more difficult to set up your defenses as it is on Hollywood. I mean, I find it to be a little more tricky at the very least. Generally speaking, it seems to be best though, to just sort of scatter your turrets all over the place and try and just slow them down as much as possible. And that's one of the ways you can really do a lot. Now, you can also put up your turrets right over on this little ledge, which actually is surprisingly difficult for the opposing team to kill. Alright, here. I'll shoot him an orb that way. Hey, Genji, why did you not have anything yet? But so far, I think we'll be alright. I'm gonna be hanging back here for at least a little while. I don't want to take any unnecessary risks. Obviously, if we kill them there, that's all fine and dandy, but their walkback time is like a split second at this point. Whereas ours is gonna be very long. So I'd like to stay alive if I can. Well then, looks like the entire allied team ended up falling there as well. I think we played a little too aggressive. I tried my very best to, you know, not do that, but I also walked forward a little too far. Definitely kind of unnecessary. I'll go ahead and put up my ulti right over here. A bit of an aggressive position. But I'm hoping here that since everyone is playing very far forward, it's gonna allow us this team, or allow the team to get back a little faster. Oh man, there's a lot of enemies here. Come here, Lucio. We don't like your kind over here, dude. That was my teleporter. Get your own. And it looks like we have started raking in at least a whole bunch of kills thus far. Now, obviously, my right mouse button click does go through shields. So, well, it doesn't go through his hammer that's currently down, apparently. But I think we'll be alright. I think we'll be alright. Come around the corner, sir. I dare you. There we go. Killing a lot of people. Killing a lot of people. Doing a lot of damage. Shielding a lot of allies. And while my teleporter did end up going down just now, I think because it had 6 charges off already. I don't know if someone destroyed it. I didn't hear the voice for it at the very least. But it's all good, right? It's all good. We at the very least stopped them from pushing it any further. And I've got 3 minutes remaining right now to move it to the checkpoint. And the checkpoint is right over here. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But this is a good position to defend in as well. Once again, we're gonna shine here in slowing down the enemies. We need to try and slow them down as much as we can. Now we could put them on the payload as well. So the Sentry Turrets, that is. I could do that. No particular reason to do that in this particular, or in this case though, because there's only so much I can do. Oh no! Oh, what? Oh, no way! How did he end up killing me and I killed him as well? There's no logic in that. Ah, that's unfortunate. He already got me down to like half HP though. Other than that, he definitely wouldn't have had a chance. But it's fine. We once again got our ulti here ready to go. My sentries are still up. I'm hoping here that my allies are gonna hold on for a little bit longer. Looks like they are, at least for the moment. I put up my teleporter here. Very aggressive move. Very aggressive position. I hope that they're not gonna be escorting it though. If they escort it right now, that would be a wasted teleporter. Okay, well actually it's not. Already several of my allies moved through. Very good. Very good. Now they did get a huge hit off just now. Oh no, oh no. And sadly I do end up falling there before the hook comes in and before the Lucio shield goes down. But my ulti should still be good to go. And once again, it is slowing down the enemies a ton, right? It's slowing them down substantially. So there we go. Once again, got a whole bunch of charges off, and they haven't quite realized yet where the teleporter is at. To be fair, even if they would, they still had a very hard time of finding where it's located, right? And even though nobody is really gonna like notice the value, I've noticed that. Like whenever you're playing Symmetra, nobody is really talking about how the amazing plays you've made or whatever. But I would say, like, if I wouldn't have the teleporter up, right? And we wouldn't have slowed down the enemies with all our abilities, with our Sentry Turrets, and be it with our just, you know, straight up left mouse button click, I'm pretty sure we would have already had, at the very least, this checkpoint taken, right? And I find it to be so fun to play this hero, because you're sort of like a hidden hero, or like a hidden champion, if that makes any sense. You're sort of like a hidden hero who isn't really valued directly, and no one is talking about, wow, did you see that sick Symmetra play? But still, like, you're providing so much value to the team, and once again, right now, right, even though we haven't won this game yet, there's only 20 seconds remaining. They are very close to escorting the payload, but they haven't quite gotten it yet. Now, I don't have my ulti here. Don't have it ready to go just yet, so that's a little unfortunate. But I wouldn't be surprised if very shortly we're gonna be able to push them away from the final objective as well. We gotta hold on for a little bit longer. Did get a kill right there, just randomly catching some enemies. And it looks like the timer has run out. So in this particular instance, we did pick up a whole lot of golden medals. But on top of that, we've obviously provided a means of transportation for our team, which has been really, really fun. Once again though, not getting to play the game, but either way, if you did enjoy watching this video, do make sure you hit that like button down below. And if you want to see more content like this, make sure you subscribe so you get a notification as soon as I upload one. And other than that, I want to thank you all for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, alright? And I will see you all in the next one. Bye!